And when she came up there, he handed her a little piece of paper that said, "My name is, tell my mother and father I'm okay." She gave that to the North Vietnamese. They broke his hands, broke his arms. So these are bad people. Communism is a bad thing. So the support,
not great.
I knew people who got spit on when they came back, and it never happened to me. It just didn't happen.
They're more like neutral, like, because based on like what we cover at school, you know, they say that when the soldiers came back from Vietnam, you know, many Americans did not like that because they thought they gave the bad connotations that they were doing it for the serving for the wrong reasons. And no, I'm sure.
I don't know what
One
they're
thing
serving.
Joe has told me is that guys who were coming back and leaving the military were being treated very poorly.
Yeah.
But he continued in the military, so he's like being in the womb.
With the people all the time.
You know, you're surrounded by your comrades, and you're insulated from a lot of that outside stuff.
Absolutely.
But the guys who came out of the military and went back
home
into the civilian world.
After Vietnam for the first 15 years, you couldn't find a Vietnam veteran. Nobody wanted to admit it. You know, if you try to get a job, they wouldn't hire you if you're a Vietnam veteran. Today, everybody wants to be a Vietnam veteran. And a lot
everybody wants to find one too.
They lie about it.
Oh.
They have been there. Like that book I showed you. You know? So,
is that a fact? If you're a Vietnam veteran, they wouldn't like to hire you?
Back then?
No.
Back then?
No, even when I got out 30 years ago, there were still a lot of problems with it. Especially because I was a senior officer, too. People always felt like you wanted their job, and, you know, because you were a senior. I don't know. Nothing. I didn't do anything for good luck. Just try to stay alive. There's a thing about some people. So, like, there's one company commander. He said, "I can't be killed. You could be killed." Then other people, I never thought I was going to get out alive. And once you decide you're not going to get out alive, it's okay. You can do it. But we didn't kill, prisoners or things like that. We fed them. Matter of fact, I actually relieved. Tried to get a guy court-martialed one time, was a medic, because he would not treat NVA. And tried to get court-martialed for it. But
How did you and your friends entertain yourselves? Or
can't talk about that.
Oh.
There was,
that's okay.
There was a lot of drinking when he came back. There was a lot of drinking. Some places were big in the rear. They brought shows out and showgirls and things like that. But where I was, in the combat units, they did a lot of prostitution in places like that. Lots of bad stuff. And
and they weren't supposed to go to the prostitutes, but that didn't stop them.
No, that didn't stop them.
The Vietnamese girls.
No, there was for an officer to go down something like that, it was a $500 fine. So we didn't do it, but some of those kids, they didn't care. They just didn't care. It wasn't. I mean, they play cards. They do a lot of stuff like that. What?
No, I said it's something that goes with wars and military.
Yeah, I just remember a lot of drinking.
Yeah,
a lot of beer.
You go war, which we are involved. Wine, there's a drinking.
Yeah.
And women. And what the 3 W's.
That's right.
In the military, in any military.
Well, you know what Benjamin Franklin said, don't you? Benjamin Franklin said that wine is proof that God loves us.
Yeah. There you go.
But there was a lot of, and here's the problem with the drinking. These kids, if you take a look, they're all skinnies around. Because running around, I don't care what you eat, you're running up and down, you're burning a lot of, you're carrying 100 pounds on your back. You're carrying, guys had claymores and smoke grenades and grenades and ammunition and food and clothes. And all kind of stuff. on
Those
there.
things can be heavy.
Yeah, so
Put
they're
together.
also light and they're also tired when they got back. 2 beers, they were zonked.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that they did, doing a lot of drinking, but that was all it would take.
Yes.
If you drank a couple shots of whiskey, you were really out of it. So you wouldn't do that.
It's true.
Any particularly humorous or unusual event you witnessed during your time in Vietnam?
Oh yeah, a lot of the funny things. I have a funny thing. It's hard for me a lot of times to remember. I'm not going to tell them those stories, huh?
No, I'm just gonna say the one about the grenades.
What? Oh, you're talking about, we were going down a trail one time, and this guy yells, "Grenade!" A grenade come out. Everybody hit the ground, look around. Look up. Boom, comes another grenade out. Hit the ground again. Back up, everybody back up. I say, all right, send a fire team. I was like, about 4 guys, up along here, find out what's up there. So they go up and I was in here. So I go, you had contact. What are you in contact with? NVA, North Vietnamese, or VC? Monkeys.
Monkeys.
Monkeys, yeah. The monkeys had found a cache of VC,
Yeah.
hide stuff,
These-
and they found it and they were throwing them at
You
it.
were trying to use that?
The Viet
Yeah.
Cong
Oh, the Viet Cong. Okay.
Viet Cong.
had hid this stuff, and the monkeys had found it, and they were just
No.
And they were just ready to do that.
What?
This kid Vickers, Vickers was this kid wasn't afraid of anything. I mean, this guy, you could say, Vickers, there's 3,000 Vietnamese over there. I want you to go get them. And boy, he'd mount up and go. I had to watch him because he was an adrenaline junkie. People get high on adrenaline. Matter of fact, when he came home, he actually, after his home a year, committed suicide because you can't get that same thing here.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were walking what's called point. There's a lead guy, and you have a couple behind him, then you have people on your sides. That's to keep you from walking into something bad, ambush. He's walking through there, and all of a sudden, there's about a 10-foot snake falls out right in front of him, like 4 foot away. And old Vickers goes, he fires a whole clip at him, missed him. Missed him. And that kid
Because
just,
he's too
because he was such a tough guy, he was scared to death, that snake. To do that, But, yeah. Then another time, right before I left, I had the duty, I wasn't at the combat anymore, I was the duty officer back in the TOC, at the Tactical Operations Center, and you got all these radios monitoring all the different units coming in. I was laying about half asleep about 11, 12 o'clock in the morning at night, and Sergeant come wake up. He goes, "Hey, LT, Lieutenant, you better hear this." I go over and I'm listening to this company commander talk to this platoon, and this brand new platoon leader out there. He said, they're moving up on us. They're all around us. They're going to. Should I attack? What should I do? Company commander, very good. He said, "No, keep all your people dug in a hole."
Yes.
He said, "Okay, now I want everybody to fire, every other man, you never fire everybody to fire, I want every other man to fire a whole magazine.
Yes.
Do not fire the automatic weapons, because as soon as they find out where a machine gun is, that's what they try to kill." So I'm listening, the guy's still keying, so I could hear everything keying. That means he's pushing on the talk button. And I could hear what he was saying, and he's going, I hear, fire like hell. So then the company commander goes, "What's going on?" He said, "I think they're retreating. Should I send a patrol out?" He said, No, wait. So as sun was coming up, I'm listening, I hear the company commander talk to him again. The company commander said, "All right, send a patrol out." So he sends a patrol out, and he comes back, he said, did you kill any of them? He said, "About 6. And whatever the number was. He goes, "What were they, NVA or VC?" He goes, "Pigs." Pigs were running. Wild pigs were running up around.
All the stress.
Yeah, that was real funny. Could you imagine the guy who fought the Battle of the Pigs? Try to live that one down.
Literally. And he did show me some photographs and souvenirs.
Yeah.
Those are very interesting.
What I think of my officers this year, I thought they were superb. That's not true. First company commander I had, he was just a disgusting man. He was looking for medals and things, and nobody liked him. He was a very crass person. And then when I came back, had a really good, after I got out of the hospital, I had a really good company commander, Captain Cordy, and we had a bad battle. We had people killed, a bunch of people killed. And when it was all over, the battalion commander came out and chewed him out because he thought he didn't do right things. I didn't think he did anything wrong. I thought he was a great guy, but he was such a nice guy that it really bothered him when people got killed or wounded. He just said, "I quit," and he quit. He went back. He said, "I'm not going out again."
They quit.
He quit. Yeah, he quit.
Truly
That
quit.
was the end of his career. Yeah, he had to get out. Then they sent out another fellow for a short time, then another one, and then we finally got that tall, skinny guy there, and he was great. He was really good. So I thought for the most part they were really good. There were some guys that weren't that really great, but the problem was they always said that the airborne paratroopers eats its young, which means as soon as you screw up, you're gone.
You go.
And they would fire them, they would relieve them, and they would send them in the rear until they could get them in. So there was always young lieutenants getting relieved, and but our NCOs were superb. They were really superb.
Any fellow soldiers who left particularly a memorable impression on you?
Well, yeah, those NCOs I tell you
Yeah.
about, the one Happy getting killed, and I'll tell you the battlestar, the tall, thin guy.
Mm-hmm.
June the 5th, 1969. After a fight, we were cleaning out some bunkers, and a guy threw out a satchel charge, which was booby trapped, and killed that sergeant and blew the leg off my Indian friend and his hand, and blew him all up, and 11 paratroop died. The company commander had 4 pieces of shrapnel here in his leg and refused to leave the company. 3 days later, it was festering up, and the medic ordered him, a medic can do that, ordered him out, and he went in, and the operator on his leg took the shrapnel out. The next morning, he got out, went and got on a supply helicopter, went back to the company.
He did.
13th of that day, they were moving. My company was disbanded. My platoon was disbanded because they had been shot up so bad they were sent to the rear. They were moving with just 2 platoons. The lead platoon came under fire, and this guy, who was 6'4", jumped into a ditch with a bunch of the other ones, and the fire was so intense they were having a hard time firing back. So he called back and told the trail platoon to go get into a place where they could put suppressing fire on these people. And as they were moving, that little sergeant that I told you, he got hit in his chest, and it came out of his shoulder. And he was laying out in the open with all these VC shooting at him.
Shooting at him.
So we'd already had 1 platoon sergeant killed a few days before that. And this guy, I really liked this little guy. He was just a superb soldier. Anyway, the tall guy finally said, he tried to call artillery in on these guys, but right behind this ridgeline there was a village that was supposed to be a friendly village, so they refused artillery because sometimes you get what they call a short round. So it was supposed to fire here, but it actually lands here. So they wouldn't give them the artillery. And after a while, this 6'4" guy said, "That's enough," and started cussing and firing his weapon, magazine after magazine. He kept firing, walking towards these guys, and everybody fired at him. I don't know how many, but it could have been 15, could have been 20,
Firing
shooting
at
him.
him.
He had holes in his pants. He had holes in his canteens.
Tires.
He had holes, but it didn't hit him.
No.
What happened was, when he was able to do that, the medic, because I called the medic, well, part of the story. Anyway, the medic was able to go out and pull this guy back, and but eventually died. But then they brought in gunships and drove these these people off. Some years later, I'm very good friends with, really close to this company commander. He was a colonel too. Called me up.